What a stunning day. It's probably the hottest day of the year, and yes, I'm wearing all black. Probably not the best of choices, but there's a reason why. Yeah, homage to the USPGA this week is at Bethpage Black, 7,900 yards, par 70. Not for me, thank you very much. Let's see if the world's best can negotiate that. I'm gonna have a little bit of fun though with this all black driver, and it is the TaylorMade Original One Mini driver. Yeah, I'm gonna hit a few shots with it. It's 13.5 degree loft. It's never been a driver that. However, I've cranked it down to 12 degrees and I'm going to hit a few shots with it out on the practice ground here, put it up against my driver and see how it performs. We've also got the rest of this week's news, so keep watching. So this TaylorMade Original One Mini driver, a limited edition driver. TaylorMade celebrating their 40th anniversary of making golf clubs, and it's a really nice looking club. I think it's aimed at people who maybe are struggling off the tee with their driver, want something a bit shorter. It's a good 2 inches shorter than my current driver. The loft, like I said, this is 13.5 degrees. It's just a stiff Diamana shaft in it. I've had to go on the golf course with it recently and found that it launched a bit high, and I lost about 20 yards on my driver. So again, that's down to length of shaft and loft. But if you're struggling with your current driver, it might be something worth having a try with. We do have them in stock if you are interested. So let's have a good look at this golf club then, shall we? As you can see behind the ball, sits really nicely. It's quite a low profile. You see the top of that ball above the club face, very nice. That carbon crown looks superb. There is twist face technology on this club, as TaylorMade have got on all their drivers now. This is set at 13.5 degrees with a little bit lower at the moment. And there you have it. In the sole we've still got this speed pocket that TaylorMade have fitted to most of their clubs now. Okay, it does look great. Let's give it a hit. Oh, that's come off nice. And yeah, that's twist face there. Again, a little bit high toe, but it's come off quite straight. Good distance down the range. I'd say this is launching definitely higher than my current driver. One thing about the length of the shaft, it certainly makes you feel more in control of it and more comfortable over the ball. As you can see, when I get my driver out here, there's a good 2 inch difference, and my posture would have to change quite a lot. Yes, much bigger head on my driver versus the original one. However, it's just filling you with quite a lot of confidence, to be fair. Let's give another blast. Oh, that felt good. Wow. Do like the shape of that. Nice solid sound. Numbers on it, I'm going to pop it on the launch monitor in a second, so we'll compare the two. But one thing I found on the golf course, it was launching a bit high, spinning quite nicely, but just running out a little bit shorter than my driver. But there could go wrong when we go in the studio. We might find it actually more successful than my driver. If you do fancy having a try with this club, this is available for fitting down at the Golf Academy and here at St Anne's Old Links. And just to compare whether or not the shorter length driver might be right for you, it might help you strike the middle of the club a little bit more often, because that's the biggest problem that people have when they're hitting a driver. Let's give mine a blast. This M5 is probably the best driver I've had in a long time. Really feel comfortable with it over the ball, but straight away you do feel as though you're further from the ball and a little bit more out of control. But I keep that all day long. That flight is just superb, and I do feel like I've got a little bit more room for error with that big face versus the original one. Okay, back to a bit more news here at St Anne's Old Links. It was our first board comp, the Society of File Golf Club Captain's Trophy, round 1 and 2 for the last 2 weeks. Congratulations to Mick Cunliffe, well done, 74-73, good scores there and name on the board, well done Mick. And congratulations this weekend to Steve Platel, well done Steve, 71, winning the round 2. Good to see you back in the winner's circle, Steve. Do like the feel of this drive. This is my M5, just got it set at 9.5 degree. A little bit quick from the top on that one. Now, just whilst I'm out here, may as well give you a little tip with driver. And certainly something I see a lot of golfers doing is swinging a bit too long, getting the arms going a bit further than the shoulders and the backswing. It's a big club, we want to hit it as hard as possible. So just get a nice little feeling of shoulder turn. Once that left shoulder gets to your chin, that's the top of your backswing, and then allow it to come back down. If you get to your chin and carry on going, you're getting a little bit too long. This could cause a cast over the top, less control. You could bring the club in steeper to the ball. So a nice simple little tip here, left shoulder to my chin. Once that gets to the chin, there, and off you go. And I take that, hold the pose on that one. So left shoulder to your chin. Once you feel that left shoulder touch your chin, unwind and release the club to the ball. Another little problem you might have with your driver is the ball cutting a little bit to the right. Now, this club is the club with the least amount of loft. The more chance you're going to hit a fade, certainly. Just make sure you got your grip strong enough. So again, with my driver, when I look over my left forearm, I can see 2.5 to nearly 3 knuckles on that left hand when I'm swinging my driver. I might not do with some of my other clubs, but certainly to help shut that blade, I like to see a nice little draw. So 2.5 to 3 knuckles, there you go. Left shoulder to your chin. And off you go. Nice flight on that one again. I really can't see the M1. I really can't see the mini driver going quite as far as that. Other news here at St Anne's Old Links, we've got the Romiley match this weekend. I know John's still looking for a few players for that, so if you are available, please let the office know. This is a long-standing match between the two clubs and a really great day out. So if you do fancy it, let the team in the office know. Anna's asked me once again if you are keen to volunteer for the Open LFQ at the beginning of July and the seniors final qualifying later in the month. Please let Anne know. We need buggy drivers, we need range servants, we need a few different positions filled, ball marshals, that kind of thing. So please support the club. It is for members this, so if you want to let Anne know that you're available, that would be really appreciated. As you can see out here, Greg is preparing a teeing area. This is a growth mat, preparing a teeing area for the next few weeks. The course has come back beautifully. I played yesterday, the greens were rolling brilliantly, and I've got to say I was fortunate enough to play on Monday at Hillside after the British Masters, and this was a European Tour tournament. Our greens are as good as Hillside's, and that's official. Hillside was magnificent. What a golf course, very well presented and in great shape. However, our greens here at St Anne's Old Links are just as good. Okay, a couple more shots out on the range here with my driver. I really like hitting this bad boy. If you're enjoying the channel, make sure you give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Share as well if you'd like any comments to make on anything you'd like me to look at in your swing, please do. Really solid hit. Just felt the swing get a little bit long that time. Just going to go a bit shorter here with my arms. Still keep the shoulder turn working. Oh, that's a good hit. That's a long one. Again, that nice little draw. Let's get back in the studio and just compare these on launch monitor. Okay, let's hit a few shots in the studio. First of all, we'll hit the mini driver. Again, does look really nice behind the ball. Let's see what the numbers are like though. Okay, a little bit high off the club face. I take that there, good hit. There's that high launch. Carried around the 230 mark there. Let's tee it down a little bit. And it is something you've got to really bear in mind is how shallow this face is. It's run out to 250, so I'd take that. And it does feel really easy to use, and you can see how straight that's gone, but I'm just a bit concerned that I'm going to lose a few yards. So again, 230 in the air, sure enough running out to 245 that time. Okay, back to my driver, and I've got to expect a little bit more distance. I've got to be honest with you, I've just had a quick whack, and that big toe hook there was the first attempt with my driver. So there's testament alone to the mini was certainly easy to use. Let's even get a good hit with my own. That's the one. So again, nice little draw I think, and again for me that's got to have launched about the same but spin less. We'll see in a second or two. We'll have a look at the numbers. That's gone out to 267, so almost 20 yards further already. Okay, nice hit again. Just drew that one, turned it over a little bit so it might have a little bit less spin on it. Carrying it to 50 something, running out to 276 that time. Just going to bring those numbers up. And we're doing a little compare here on the screen. 141 ball speed with the mini driver, 146 with my own. Not the fastest, but that's me at the minute. So, but certainly 5 miles an hour more. Lower launch angle, where I expected that. Lower spin by nearly 1,000. My driver's lower spinning, slightly lower launch angle and also more ball speed. It's going to go further. That's carried 20 yards further and run 25 yards further. So yeah, a simple test there, but if you want to have a try with these clubs, pop in to see the team at the academy or here, but also go and see your PGA professional and get custom fitted. Thanks again for watching. If you do enjoy the channel, give us a thumbs up, make a comment below, and make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Thanks again. See you later.